Pagan Empire back from 1050 right up to 1300. So we've got our
Excellencies,
presenters coming forward now, and of course the guest of honor will be the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Tin Sen, and his madam will be arriving here in just a couple of moments. So the audience here, all the spectators will rise for the President. You can understand how proud a nation Myanmar must be right now. 44 years since it hosted what was then the Siak Games, and the President, I'm sure, will be hugely, hugely proud of this moment.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Myanmar နိုင်ငံကအိမ်ရှင်နိုင်ငံဖြစ်လက်ခံကျင်းပမယ်29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲဖွင့်ပွဲအခမ်းအနားအစီအစဉ်များကိုအစီရင်ခံတင်ပြသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Minglaba. I'm very honored to present the programs for the opening ceremony of the 27 SEA Games hosted by Myanmar. Item number 1, commencing the opening ceremony with countdown. Item number 2, presenting the marvelous and auspicious Myanmar Orchestra, accompanied by Myanmar harp and xylophone. Item number 3, taking place of national band troops, flag troops, and athletes. Item number 4, hoisting of the national flag, SEA Games Federation flag, and 27 SEA Games Myanmar flag. Item number 5, presenting a brief account on the 27 SEA Games by the chairman of Myanmar National Olympic Committee, SEA Games Organizing Committee, and the Union Minister for the Ministry of Sports. Item number 6, opening the ceremony of 27 SEA Games by Vice President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, His Excellency U Nhan Thong, on behalf of our President, His Excellency U Thein Sein. Item number 7, taking oath by judges and athletes. Item number 8, the torch relay. Item number 9, lighting the main torch by shooting with the bow and arrow. Item number 10, departure of athletes. Item number 11, presentation of culture performances.
The presenters 12, at the moment going through, I think you could call it an agenda for the 3-hour program 13, ahead. Of course, he's going through with item by item, which is quite unusual, but obviously each culture has its own way of doing things, and I can tell you now there are 14 items ahead of us, and after the main business of the night, which is actually the formally opening of the games, we'll get the cultural show as well.
It is now time for the countdown of the 27th.
We will have the countdown then, and then another fireworks play after the countdown before the music, and then the official part of the whole ceremony. Here is the countdown. Myanmar certainly embraced technology, and there will be many, many thousands of people involved in this extravaganza of entertainment. A really, really impressive performance all round by the people who are very proud to be representing their host nation here. now complete. The fireworks over the stadium, and the excitement builds again in this extraordinary atmosphere at the Wona Tetti Stadium in Naypyidaw. Emblem, of course, the Southeast Asian Games, and of course Myanmar as well, lit up in flame. And another indication of how extraordinary it is to welcome this fabulous country back into the Southeast Asian Games as a host nation. It takes a huge amount of commitment, dedication, and of course what we see before us is a hugely colourful display of that ambition to be a great host. If we go back to 1961, Yangon, or Rangoon as it was known in those days, hosted the second Siak Games, and in fact Burma, as Myanmar was known in those days, won the overall championship. 35 gold medals they picked up in 1961. They also won in 1969. They've not hosted it since those days. So this is a remarkable and truly fabulous feeling for the crowd here.
We'll now perform the program Soundo Tenga Sai Mingla, played by Myanmar Royal Auspicious Orchestra, traditional harp and xylophone. Myanmar traditional harp has been introduced since Bagan period in 11th century AD, Myanmar Royal Orchestra in Pinya period 14th century AD, and xylophone in Inwa period 15th century AD. In this program, there are 5 traditional Myanmar orchestras, 40 Myanmar harps, and 7 Myanmar xylophones. These instruments will be used harmoniously to create a pleasant and pleasing sound of Myanmar tradition. This type of musical arrangement is primarily used in auspicious occasions. This 27 Sea Games opening ceremony calls for a grand and victorious tune such as this. Thus, now we are going to present this beautiful Myanmar melody performed by the combination of the 3 unique royal musical instruments, Myanmar orchestra, Myanmar harp, and Myanmar xylophone. Please enjoy the beautiful Myanmar music. Thank you.
Myanmar, very well known obviously for its cultural traditions going back now over 1,000 years. Traditional harp and xylophone we'll hear. Of course, during that time the Theravada Buddhism was the predominant religion and has been ever since. Let's enjoy the music. This particular Royal Orchestra was introduced in the Pinya period in the 14th century. Then the xylophone was introduced together with the traditional harp, which is a lot earlier, in fact, in the Bagan period in the 11th century. And then in the Inwa period of 15th century, more instruments were added. Here in this performance there are 46 Myanmar harps, 7 Myanmar xylophones. There are 5 traditional Myanmar orchestras altogether. Good rhythm and certainly pleasing to all of us. This kind of occasion only used during auspicious times. Very shortly we'll be getting the national flag and the SEA Games Federation flag for the 27th Southeast Asian Games. Opening will be underway in just a couple of moments with the official side. The stadium will be led by the state band troops. There will be a little silence, but our presenters will make the introductions.